Dabble with aliens. Now meet the genuine article.
The Genuine Article, a Doctor Who podcast by James Sumner. Episode 1. Marcus, would you say that you've dabbled with aliens?
You know what, James? I would say that in my time, I've dabbled with some aliens.
Well, this is the Genuine Article. For those who don't know, Doctor Who is one of the longest running live-action British sci-fi shows ever, I think. We're currently in the show's 60th anniversary. The Doctor, our time-travelling main character, can sustain 60 years because of his magical power, Regeneration. The Doctor's alien Gallifrey biology will allow him to regenerate, changing his face, his personality, and most importantly, his actor, so somebody new can pick up the baton. There are 3 distinct eras for the show. Old Who, or Classic Who, which was from the original run up until the 7th Doctor, where the show got cancelled due to low ratings. There was a movie in between, and then in 2005 the show was revived in what we call New Who, with Christopher Eccleston being the 9th Doctor. With the 15th Doctor, played by Ncuti Gatwa from Sex Education, just around the corner, we seem to be entering a new era. People aren't sure what to call it. There's a lot of names being thrown around like the Disney era because of the new show's incredible budget thanks to its partnership with Disney+. But we're not quite sure how closely tied it will be to the original eras of the show. The reboot from 2005 is very much a continuation of the original, just with an entirely different production style and writing ethos. Next week, on the 25th of November, the 60th anniversary specials will begin. Plenty of people dropped the show when Tennant left or during Matt Smith's run, so for a lot of people this will be the first New Who they've watched in a long time. Normally this podcast will be a bit more entry level and we'll go through each episode of New Who one by one. However, with the new specials just around the corner, I thought it would be nice to hear our thoughts before they air so that you can hear our thoughts live as each of the 3 episodes come out. Next week is the special. We've got 3 shiny specials. I don't know if we've even been told that they're going to be coming out weekly. We've got the Star Beast, we've got Wide Blue Yonder, and then we've got The Giggle. How are you feeling?
Giggle is the best name for a Doctor episode ever. The Giggle? Are you kidding? Amazing. I can't wait.
He's the jester, mister.
He's
I'm the Joker, baby.
I'm the Celestial Toymaker, baby.
I really hope it's not the Celestial Toymaker. I hope that it's just a lie.
It got confirmed.
I know it's true. They've said it on their own Twitter account, but I hope they're just lying.
Yeah. Imagine if it wasn't at this point.
He goes, I'm the Toymaker, the Toy Master.
And that's Chibnall. That's some
That's
good.
Chibnall,
That's some
baby.
good chibbers right there. I feel genuinely. I feel amazing about it. I think because more than anything else, I have not set my expectations to a gigantic level, just because I know what these are. They are specials. They're meant to be fun. Mm-hmm. I know that Davies said that the first one is designed to be like kid family friendly, get back on board, and then the next 2 are going to be the darker ones.
Well, he also did an interview saying that Doctor Who is not for kids, so he's very conflicted there about what he wants to be.
He's very confused. He's very confused, man. But in my brain, I'm coming into it thinking these are going to be fun special episodes of Doctor Who. And fun special Doctor Who episodes are a delight. They're wonderful.
Or they're a train wreck. It's going to be one or the other, and I'm ready to see which one it's going to be.
But I love a good train wreck. And the Stardust...
You say that. We've been watching 13th Doctor for about 4 years now. I didn't love that train wreck. That made me sad. This won't make me sad. This will either make me angry or make me very, very happy. Whereas the apathy I felt for Doctor Who for so long, I'm ready for that to go.
But for me, it's like, this next coming episode, Miriam Margolyes is playing a giant furry monster called Beep the Meep.
Beep the Meep?
And in my brain, I'm like, okay, I'm on board. It just sounds like a really good bit of fun. It sounds like good old-fashioned Russell T Davies fun episode. And in my brain, I'm just setting up to be that. I don't need any more from it. If I get any more, if it ends up being, turns out the Wide Blue Yonder is actually an episode with all of the previous Doctors or whatever, it's like, sure, okay, it can be that, whatever. I don't mind.
Yeah. What if it's a 2-Doctor story with 8 and 10? Well, 8 and 14.
That'd be lovely. That'd be absolutely
amazing.
lovely. I would love that. But in my brain, I'm just not hyping. I'm trying not to hype it up too much for myself.
You should get really, really hype.
Really freaking hyped. I'm just letting myself just go to myself like, David Tennant and Catherine Tate are doing some more Doctor Who episodes, and I go, oh, that's really cool. And I feel happy about that. And I'm just going, okay, that's it. I'm not even like predicting stuff. I'm not even speculating really. I'm just taking it at face value. What they're saying is, we've got some fabulous fun episodes to celebrate the anniversary with 2 old favourites back. And I'm going, fabulous. Yes, great. And then anything on top of that, anything that's meant to be a surprise is going to be a surprise. You know, I'm
ready to be surprised. Like, I've read some leaks, and we've talked leaks off podcast. We've talked some leaks,
which are a bit nerve-wracking.
I'm very nervous about some of these leaks, but oh boy. But let's hope that they're all wrong, or at least mostly wrong, or the context matters.
Yeah, I think the stuff that has been leaked, which we won't say, but for those who know, they know. I was far less offended at the idea than you were. I think...
Mine's all about the context of it. I think in isolation, the idea isn't terrible, but in the context of where we are with Who right now, it's not what we need.
No, I would agree. But yeah, I'm just trying to not overthink these specials and instead just go to myself, hey, it's a surprise. You know, at least the Wide Blue Yonder is a surprise. I actually firmly believe that Star Beast is not going to be surprising. I think we already know what it is. I think that the giggle, we already know.
If you've read the comic, you know it.
I think, yeah.
The most interesting things, the things we don't know about Star Beast is what they're going to do with Donna. Whether Wilf will have an actual role to play, given that it's the last episode he filmed before he passed away. And how Rose plays into any of this is the real question. The new Rose, which is Donna's daughter, they are the questions we have. But in terms of Beep the Meep and the alien monsters that are hunting it, we know, if you've read the comic, you know, and if you haven't read the comic, I'm not going to say today. We can talk about it when we talk about Beep the Meep and Gang next week.
In my brain, it's like a comic is about the perfect length to be adapted into something that is about like half an hour. And then in my brain, I'm like, okay, so there's another 45 minutes to half an hour on top of that. That's going to be the Donna and Rose and Wilf
the post-regeneration weirdness.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be all of that. And so I'm like, there's no surprises here, really, I think.
Not in this one, but that's fine because we know literally nothing about the Wide Blue Yonder, except for the beginning of the trailer, which is like, we're somewhere so scary that the Tardis has run away. That's the only thing we know about that.
Exactly. And I don't know. Nothing made me feel more excited than when they released the posters. And the poster for the Star Beast, it's like, oh, we got Beep the Meep, we got those evil robot-looking guys. The giggle was like, whoa, Neil Patrick Harris shooting out of his hands and stuff. And then
Neil Patrick Harris is attacking us.
Yeah, exactly. Giant evil Neil Patrick Harris. And then the Wide Blue Yonder was just an empty hallway.
Do you think it's going to be a Laurie episode? Do you think it's going to be just sort of in the same way that the Timeless Child was the Doctor and the Master sort of talking about the meaning of life and the history of Gallifrey? Do you think it's going to be one of those talky episodes where we sort of just look into stuff?
Yeah, I almost feel like it's going to be like that Heaven Sent type thing where it's all kind of internal, and I think that would be terrific. I would love that because didn't Russell say that Disney made them add more stuff in to make it more exciting? I wonder if that episode originally was just an incredibly dull hour of talking. But yeah, I really am very looking forward to these 3 specials, but I'm taking them completely at face value because that's the way that they're intended to be watched, you know? I know that people love to speculate, and I love a bit of speculation myself.
I hate speculation, and if you make me guess anything, I'll ban you. I'll block you.
I think it can be very annoying in terms of people getting themselves too excited, and when something doesn't meet what they want something to be, they just reject it. I find that a big problem, especially within kind of like fan bases.
I agree, but I think the bar is so low now, though. The bar is so low that people just want to have fun watching Doctor Who. And we got fun in The Power of the Doctor. The Power of the Doctor was the most fun we've had in Jodie's run for a while. So we're already a bit tickled. But now it's time for just an episode where we care about the companion. The companion can act, which would be nice. A nice little treat. We haven't had a companion who can act in... when did Clara leave? 2017?
Gosh. Hey, Pearl Mackie as Bill Potts is a phenomenal...
Oh, yeah. Pearl can act.
Yeah.
She can't act as well as Clara. I'm not gonna... I love Bill, but she's no Clara. In terms of the stuff she has to go through. I think she did more.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But she had less time. I'm sure if we had 3 series of Bill, we'd have got there.
Yeah. I tell you what, Yasmin Finney, who's playing Rose Temple Noble, I had a friend
Amazing
recently.
name.
I had a friend recently, I can't say who for non-disclosure agreement reasons.
For their protection of their life.
Yeah, for protection of their life. That worked with Yasmin Finney recently on a project, and said that she is just absolutely wonderful and really...
She seems it in Heartstopper.
Yeah.
Obviously, I haven't seen her in anything other than Heartstopper, but they look great. And I think it's a real shame that they're not the new companion.
She is phenomenal and utterly kind of charming and likable. I think I definitely think she'll be back. I think that they've said it already that she's going to be in season 14. Season 14.
What if they pull a Donna, where he gets the Christmas special with her, goes away for a series, and then comes and grabs her later?
That would be really good. I'd love that. I love when they do that. I love when they have a companion that we've already met, but we didn't think was going to be a companion. Like
saves so much time.
Like
it's always a fresh change.
Like Keepers of Traken, when they introduced Nissa and they just had no intention of her being a companion, but they liked her enough that they just take her along for the ride. I love a kind of impromptu companion because I think sometimes companion introductions can be incredibly clunky.
It's a real... when a companion is introduced, the gods toss a coin. Yeah. And it's either a brilliant episode or it's really painful. And I think the same for Regeneration episodes. I really, really hope that we don't get any faffing about after... It seems like we're not with 10. I keep saying 10. With 14. With 14, who isn't 10 and doesn't look anything like 10 or sound like 10. Yeah. It seems like he's going straight in. The comics, which... Russell say are canon, but I bet they ain't, because you can't isolate people. Yeah. In the comics, and I haven't read them, but I've skimmed what's happened of relevance. He goes and fights the Daleks for a bit. They all the Daleks in like a big circle blast the hell out of the 13th Doctor's screwdriver to send it to hell.
Hallelujah. That screwdriver.
He gets the new screwdriver. And then he does a bunch of other stuff. So it seems like if the comics are canon, like Russell says, this Doctor should come out of the TARDIS fully formed, new screwdriver already in hand, everything already set up for his next adventure, which isn't satisfying. In this case, because we had a weird regeneration, every other case, I think that would be the best case scenario. I want Ncuti... I want there to be a gap between the end of this and the beginning of Ncuti's series. And I want Ncuti to come out of the TARDIS and be like, I've been flying around for a couple of months.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think back to like Christopher's introduction, where all that we need to know about the Doctor can be shown by putting the Doctor into danger and then watching as they figure it out. You know what I mean? Watching as they deal with saving people differently, We don't need them wandering around the TARDIS or strangling anyone or...
oh no, we did need that.
Or roundhouse kicking somebody. Villain. Which
I don't mind them being thrown off, but it's about... I don't know, we build the Doctor up as this Superman. And it's the real question of, do you want him to show weakness? And I'm fine for the Doctor to show weakness in terms of character flaw or making cowardly choices or the wrong choices. That's the kind of weakness that I think is good for the Doctor because it adds character to him. But I don't like the Doctor being out of his mind. You know, he's meant to be our guide. Like, the Doctor might not be the best guy. He might be the wrong guy, but he should be in control of his brain. Like, his brain is his greatest weapon. And I get that's why they're like, oh, it's a bit weird when the Doctor's not in full control. But I don't like that. I think that's bad narrative normally, because the Doctor is the only thing that carries a lot of episodes. And so by taking the Doctor out for half the episode, you are relying entirely on your companion or your villain. And sometimes that works out better than others.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are very big fans of Castrovalva.
Is Castrovalva the first or the seventh Doctor?
Castrovalva is the first Peter Davison one.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of people are very big fans of that episode, of that story. Those first two parts of that story for me are a slog, when it's just almost entirely Peter Davison wandering around the TARDIS, like making references and then passing out, and then it's like, oh, this bit of the TARDIS is broken and we need to fix it, but the Doctor's passed out. Guess we're going to do this for 25 minutes. I would much rather be thrown into a Doctor. Or
yeah.
I think for me the happy medium, and not necessarily in execution, but just in time, is Paul McGann. He has this wondery, confusey thing that happens overnight, and then we wake up the next day and he goes, oh, I get what's going on, and then we can get into the Doctor-y stuff, you know?
The fact that David doesn't wake up until the last 5 minutes of his episode is a shame. And at the time, you're in suspense, but when, as a piece of television, it doesn't work. It works as an event. It works as an event that everyone in England was watching the TV to figure out whether they like this new guy or not.
Yeah.
In hindsight, as a piece of television, it doesn't work.
I would say probably out of that entire era, it's probably the episode I've rewatched the least, because I've watched.
Yeah, because there's nothing in it for half of it.
Yeah.
It's just everybody around David Tennant in bed going, "Is he still the Doctor?"
Yeah, and Rose going, "I don't know.
Maybe.
He's just not."
Anything else he's got two of?
Oh, hey. Is that an actual line?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jackie, she goes like, "Oh, he's got two arts," and then Jackie's like, "Two arts? Anything else he's got two of?"
She's the Rizzler.
Anything
really
can happen. Is. She's a woman in a dressing gown or whatever.
But
And then when David's awake, it's like the best 5 minutes when he murders that guy with an orange.
Oh, it's delightful. Absolutely
delightful. No second chances. I'm that sort of man.
Absolute Colin Baker behaviour. And I'm a big Colin Baker fan, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
I think 10 is actually the most unhinged Doctor.
Oh.
I've been watching his stories. I've been rewatching his series, and he is a nut job.
Absolutely.
In the best way. He's violent. He's vicious. He's spiteful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're excited for the special.
I'm so excited. And it's that.
How do you think they're going to explain this regen? Are they just going to say he's reverted, he's regressed, or whatever? Or what do you think?
I think. I know a lot of people are questioning, like, you know, oh, is it the toy maker doing it? Is it this? Is it that? I think, for me, there's a 50-50 chance. I think they're either doing a Scream thing with a mini commentary on fanboys, and the toy maker's going to be behind it, or it is just that thing of the Doctor's face goes back to a few familiar favourites every now and then, you know, like the curator said. And either one I'm totally fine with. I think that the whole commentary angle, obviously it comes down to the execution, but I think that there could be some fun there. Again, I trust Russel on that level to kind of do something very intelligent with that, but genuinely, like, they could just not question it whatsoever, and I'd be fine with that, you know. In my brain, he is regenerated back to being 10 as 14 because it's the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, and people like David Tennant. For me, it doesn't need to be explained more than that, you know.
Yeah.
But all I know is that everybody, for the first time in literally years and years and years, everybody I speak to about Doctor Who has gone, oh yeah, I'm watching it. And what's even better is that I've spoken to people, like my partner's sister didn't even know that David Tennant was coming back. She only knew about Ncuti Gatwa. And she was already like, oh yeah, I'm watching it again. And then I went, what, for David Tennant? And she went, what? And I went, David Tennant's coming back. She went, oh, I'm watching it again. You know what I mean? It's this.
It's so good. It's so tactical. It's so clever.
Yeah.
Ncuti is new hotness. Tennant is old favorite.
Yeah.
It's a perfect combination. It's a 1-2 punch of nostalgia.
Absolutely.
I think it's very telling that even us fans of 10, everyone's excited for 15. I think the most excitement is where is it going? What is Ncuti going to do? The fact that today we got a teaser for series 2 of Ncuti, the fact that we know that there are going to be guest actors we know some of the guest actors for series 2 of Ncuti, but we don't know a single plot point.
Exactly. And it's that thing of like, every time I see new promotional material for the 60th, I get this giddiness, I get this joy, and I just feel so elated. And then every single time they end it with just 5 seconds of Ncuti, and I reach a whole other level of excitement for that man.
I just look at the costumes. I just see Ncuti with that hair in the pinstripe suit.
Oh,
insanity!
Wonderful.
That should have been his Doctor fit. Hot take.
It's terrific. Although I'm not a big fan of the H&M looking one, like his Zara fit, but
his orange shirt and brown coat.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but I really, as in like, I'm not a big fan of the ones with like the check pattern on the trousers and the coat. I don't really like that, but I absolutely love the long orange like leather coat, like the leather trench coat, with the shirt underneath and the blue trousers. That for me, when I look at that, he's a perfect Doctor outfit. I just love it.
Him and Ruby look so good together, and from the trailers we've been seeing, it doesn't look like they're going to romance them, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be amazingly fun, silly adventures with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're in RTD2 era now. Yeah. Russel's back, David's back, Donna's back, everyone's back. Russel is very likely to welcome back Moffat if he wants to come back.
Yes. Well, there are
people
rumors.
Are freaking out that Moffat might come back because people are silly. What do you think about if Moffat came back? Would it be an end to Who as we know it?
I would be overjoyed if Moffat came back. I would absolutely love it, because at least I would get another fun episode to kind of like moan about, but also it's perfectly enjoyable, you know, and it's entertaining. But I can moan about it a bit because I'm a bit of an anti-Moffat. Which is funny because I've seen.
I think Moffat's good when somebody else is the showrunner.
Exactly.
You can't go mad with it.
Exactly. But the best case scenario is that it's total Moffat redemption. We're back to him getting his really cool, crazy idea and condensing it into a tight episode. He would have been so good at writing 4-parters like old Doctor Who. You know, 4 25-minute episodes. I think he would have been perfect at. And I wish that we could go back to that. I think it'd be so cool if maybe in a future season they had like one 4-parter that's 25 minutes each, just to like have fun with the old format as a throwback or something. But I don't know. I really like the idea of him coming back. I think maybe we will get back the Moffat that I really, really like, because I just love so much of what he did for the show.
Yeah, like Dracula.
That show is one of the...
He gave Dracula an iPad.
Finally. Granddadula.
You know what I think, though? I don't blame Moffat at all. I think everything good in that show is Moffat, and everything bad in that show is Mark Gatiss.
I tell you what, if there was one writer... I've got nothing against him as a person, but if there was one writer that I think to myself, like, I beg you, please, never ever come back to this show, it's Mark Gatiss. I think. But we do love him though.
You know what? Scarily enough, I think Mark Gatiss is probably the most likely writer to come back as well.
I've
just got nothing better to do.
Like, when we were talking about Stephen Moffat, when you said Stephen Moffat coming back, I got a little flutter of excitement. When you said Mark Gatiss coming back, I got palpitations.
He is the worst writer, worst continually reappearing writer in New Who, aside from maybe like Gareth Roberts.
Yeah, it is pure nepotism, surely, that he worked on it for so long. I can't understand how else he would write something like The Crimson Terror.
Because they're mates. He's clearly busy mates with Moffat because they wrote Sherlock together, and they wrote Who together, and then they wrote Dracula together. And I bet they've written more stuff that we just haven't bothered to watch in between.
Oh my god, I can't stand Sherlock. I can't stand Dracula. I think that
Sherlock's better than Dracula. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah, because Dracula, I think at this point, is the worst TV show I've ever seen.
I've seen some pretty bad TV shows.
I think
Dracula. Look, I got some pleasure from Dracula because it felt like I was watching Torchwood.
It does feel like Torchwood. It's Torturewood.
And they even brought back other Who elements, like her getting cremated and being alive again.
Oh my god!
Like they brought that back from Who.
Oh my god! What's the name of that actress again? Lydia
West.
Lydia West, phenomenal. I just think that she's amazing.
Should have been New Who. Although Ncuti's very good.
Ncuti's gonna be unbelievable. I could cry when I think about the fact that Ncuti Gatwa is playing Doctor Who. That is a buzz. But Lydia West would have been pretty wonderful.
I think we should have had a female Doctor.
Yeah.
For no reason other than to prove that a woman can be the Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now, what everyone said the woman can't be a Doctor. The woman can't be a Doctor. The Doctor can't be a woman.
The woman can't be a Doctor. Men in 1893.
Everyone said that the Doctor can't be a woman. Chibnall said, "I'll show you wrong." And then he failed to give her a single interesting scene or moment. The best episodes of Jodie's run are the ones where she's barely in it, like The Power of the Doctor, because she was more compelling as a hologram than she was as the Doctor.
It's such a
and then this might be the last woman Doctor we get, unless we start alternating more often. If we have to wait 3 more years of Ncuti, not that I'm complaining, I'm all for 3 years of Ncuti. Yeah. But if we wait 3 years of Ncuti and then we go to another woman, like the buzz will have gone a bit. But
I'll say this when it comes to Ncuti. Firstly, I think once Ncuti's done, give Lydia West a call, please.
I think she might be involved in the show in other ways.
I'm excited for that. Then I will take any Lydia West that I can get. I even watched Inside Man. Speaking of Moffat,
what's Inside Man? I know the name.
Inside Man is a Stephen Moffat show.
Oh god, I hate that. That's everything I hate about Moffat.
That's all I had to say. It is the weirdest, meanest spirited, nepotistic pile of garbage.
Horrible show. Horrible show.
I would describe it as one of those shows. It's apart from Dracula, it's one of the shows that I've watched where I genuinely had to sit there and be like, is this even watchable? Can I even
I didn't finish it. I read what happened in the last couple of episodes because it was so horrible.
That last episode is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. It's just awful. It's so embarrassing.
Moffat episodes used to be such a good palate cleanser for normal Who.
Yeah.
Back in the middle of the Eccleston and the David run. And it's crazy how every writer of Doctor Who seems afraid to use time travel.
You're quite right.
Except for Moffat.
Yeah.
You think about it's series 1, all in the future, all in the past, and then you get to the Empty Child, and it's a time traveler, a time agent has dropped a time cargo in past London. So that's already the most interesting thing that had happened that whole series. Then this series, time windows are opening and you're seeing accelerated somebody's timeline all in one big timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly pile. Then the next time, it's angels who are time assassins who send you back in time and steal the concept of your potential future. And then, what was his last one? His last one is timey-wimey as well, wasn't it? It's Blink with Martha. What does he do with Donna?
Silence in the Library.
Yeah, which is cool. It's not like a timey-wimey one, but there is like that weird parallel timeline going on that you're not quite sure about.
And I also think the entirety of River's song in that is like the idea.
Yes, timey-wimey, a woman you've known that you don't know yet.
Yeah, for me, I know that there's a lot of Silence in the Library stands. I'm one of them. I think that for me that is everything that I like that Moffat does. I think that episode so wonderfully kind of presents the stuff that I love about what you were talking about Moffat really playing with time. I just think that is, like you said, a refresher. It's a refreshing thing to have a couple times a season, to have an episode that is about time and about time travel, instead of the time traveler has already arrived here. And
then what? And the Tardis fell down a well, so we can't use it for the episode. Yeah. And at the end of the episode, the villagers come up to the Doctor and they're like, "Oh, Doc, we got that blue box of yours out of the well. No, you can leave."
That's what I want, man. That's what I want so much of the time. I want most episodes to be like, "Well, the Tardis is in that chunk of the spaceship. We got to go in there," and they're like, "Sir, you can't go into that chunk of the spaceship. There's zombie virus." That's
where I parked the TARDIS.
How are we supposed to get back in there, Doctor? That was Yaz.
You call yourself the Doctor, but Doctor Who? Thank you for listening to episode 1 of The Genuine Article. Next week we'll be back to talk about the Star Beast, the first of the 3 60th anniversary specials. We also want to say a big thank you to our subscribers who make these possible. Charlotte, Zach, Nick, Nathan, Cracker Joe, Solo Andy, Series, Chris, Anastasia, Sean, Ben, Chaos, Zaid, Z, Corin, Eric, and Wolfie. Big appreciation to all of you, and tune in next week for our next adventure in time and space.